Are you thinking of visiting France? From its iconic landmarks to its incredible culture, France is one of the most visited countries in the world. This country has something for everyone. But before you pack your bags, there are a few things you must know to make your trip truly unforgettable. From cultural etiquette to travel tips, we're breaking down 15 essential things you should know before visiting France. Let's get started. 1. Learn basic French phrases. While many locals in France, especially in cities, can speak English, it's considered polite to greet them in French. Start with a friendly bonjour, hello, when you enter a shop or cafe, and don't forget merci, thank you, when you leave. Other useful phrases include excusez-moi, excuse me, and au est, where is. Even if your French isn't perfect, locals appreciate the effort, and it can make interactions much smoother. 2. France isn't just Paris. Paris is undoubtedly a must-see, but France has so much more to offer. If you're a wine lover, head to Bordeaux or Burgundy for wine tours and tastings. Want a Mediterranean escape? Explore the French Riviera and its glamorous towns like Nice and Cannes. For history buffs, the Normandy beaches and Mont Saint-Michel are unforgettable. Each region has its own charm, cuisine, and culture. Don't limit yourself to just Paris. 3. Tipping culture. Tipping in France is different from countries like the US. A service charge called service compris is included in your restaurant bill. While tipping isn't required, it's common to round up the bill or leave a small tip, usually 5-10%, if the service was exceptional. For taxis, rounding up to the nearest euro is appreciated but not expected. 4. Shops and restaurants have specific hours. In France, many shops and restaurants follow traditional hours, meaning they often close for lunch, especially in smaller towns. For example, shops might close from 12:30 to 3 p.m. and reopen in the afternoon. Sundays are also a rest day in much of France, so most businesses, apart from restaurants and bakeries, will be closed. Plan your shopping and dining carefully to avoid surprises. 5. Watch out for pickpockets. Like in any popular tourist destination, pickpockets operate in busy areas such as the Eiffel Tower, Sacré-Cœur, and the Paris Metro. To stay safe, keep your bags zipped, wear crossbody bags, and avoid carrying valuables in easily accessible pockets. Be especially mindful in crowded spots. 6. Public transport is excellent. France's public transport system is one of the best in Europe. The TGV or high-speed train can take you from Paris to Lyon in just 2 hours or to Marseille in 3. In cities, the metro is fast and efficient, and buses are great for shorter trips. If you're visiting for several days, consider getting a transport pass like the Paris Visite card. It'll save you time and money on multiple rides. 7. Always say hello in shops. In France, greeting people is part of the culture. When you enter a shop, always say bonjour or bonsoir, good evening. If it's later in the day, when you leave, a friendly merci, au revoir, thank you, goodbye, is equally important. This small gesture shows respect and helps you blend in with the locals. 8. Plan for strikes. Strikes, or grèves, are a common part of French life. Transport strikes can disrupt train, bus, and metro schedules, and they often happen with little notice. If you're traveling during a strike period, be flexible and have alternative options, like car rentals or walking routes, planned out in advance. 9. Best time to visit. France is beautiful year-round, but the best time to visit depends on your preferences. Spring, from April to June, offers blooming flowers and mild weather. Summer is lively with festivals, but it's also peak tourist season. Fall, from September to November, brings gorgeous foliage and wine harvests. Winter is quieter, except in ski resorts like Chamonix, and is perfect for cozying up in French cafes or visiting Christmas markets. Ten. French cuisine isn't just fancy. French food is diverse. But guess what? You don't have to break the bank to enjoy it. Grab a fresh baguette and some cheese from a local market for a picnic. Try regional dishes like cassoulet in the south or bouillabaisse in Marseille. And don't miss the street food. Crepes and galettes are delicious, affordable, and widely available. 11. Bring comfortable walking shoes. Exploring France's cities and towns often involves a lot of walking. And in some areas, like Montmartre in Paris, you'll encounter steep hills and cobblestone streets. High heels might look chic, but they're not practical for sightseeing. Comfortable. Sturdy walking shoes are a must to keep your feet happy during long days of exploration. 12. Electric plugs and adapters. France uses Type-C and Type-E plugs with a standard voltage of 230V. If you're coming from a country with a different plug type, like the US or UK, make sure to bring a travel adapter. It's also a good idea to check if your electronics are compatible with 230V to avoid damaging them. 13. France is known for its markets. One of the best ways to experience French culture is by visiting the local markets. From fresh produce to artisanal cheeses and antiques, you'll find a variety of treasures. Popular markets include the Marché Bastille in Paris and the Flower Market in Nice. These markets are also a great place to grab a quick, delicious meal or find unique souvenirs. Keep in mind that most markets close by early afternoon, so go early for the best selection. 14. Driving in France. If you're planning to explore rural France, renting a car is an excellent option. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. Many highways in France are toll roads, so be prepared with cash or a credit card. Speed limits are strictly enforced, and radar cameras are common. Also, don't forget to check if you need an international driver's license, depending on your home country. Lastly, fuel stations in rural areas may not be open 24/7, so plan your refueling stops carefully. And lastly, budget tips. Traveling in France doesn't have to be expensive. Take advantage of free walking tours in major cities, where guides share local stories and history. Just remember to tip at the end. For affordable meals, visit local bakeries or grab a sandwich from a street vendor. Many museums offer free entry on the first Sunday of the month, and city transport passes can save you money on multiple trips. With a little planning, you can experience France on any budget. With these 15 tips, you'll be ready to experience France like a seasoned traveler. Which tip did you find the most useful? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more travel tips and guides. Until next time, bon voyage.